type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy. Big D! Right here, the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule, Sean Belesian, as is customary on Mondays, in for D-Mac. Hello, friend.
Hi, pal. How are you?
I'm good, buddy.
Very interesting weekend, very predictable weekend across the board. I know we'll get into it, but very predictable weekend.
No doubt. Got a lot of football to get into. We're getting into the, obviously, we're going to get into the NFL stuff. And we'll talk about your experiences over the weekend. It's so chill when you already got the win in your back pocket on Thursday night. Like, I hate the Thursday night games because of the short week, but I like when you win them. Oh, yeah. and you just chill.
Stress-free football.
Yeah, stress-free football.
All day yesterday. It was great.
KG in the building was really good.
Not Kirk Cousins, fucking Spartan
Dude,
dog.
344
yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 picks. I knew better, Neil. I knew better, and
I told you, messing with these folks.
See, but
why come around here messing with these people?
I'm glad you started that. That's part of the old bit weekend. Mm-hmm. This was really old bit weekend, whether we want to admit it or not. All the bits that you expect to occur happened, and Kirk Cousins one of them. Perfect.
Yep. Absolutely. Spend Mo Racks. What's up, man?
What up? Just chilling.
How you living?
Feeling good.
Okay.
Had a nice weekend, like you said, just chill weekend. Didn't do much.
All right, I like it. So everybody's locked, everybody's loaded, everybody's ready to go. Steve, Neil, were you stuck waiting for your EV to charge? No, Steve. I walk downstairs into my garage, get in the car, and go.
Just unwarranted, though. Just out of nowhere.
I'll always answer.
Yeah, I know.
I'll always answer every single time. But yes, we're going to get into all of it, as a matter of fact. But all right, here's the deal, Sean. This is what we all did. We all locked into the Vikings game. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We all, in some form or fashion, we all locked into the Vikings game. And you know what I've noticed? Here's where I've grown tired.
Okay.
I'm fatigued, Sean. I've had enough. You ever notice that as we watch these games, be it the Packers, be it the Vikings, be it the Eagles, we're always rooting for the same ratty-ass teams every single week. Like with the Vikings. Look, I'll go backwards in order. Because you keep an eye on it, backwards in order. Atlanta, Arizona, Chicago, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indianapolis. That's their run. And I'm tired of it, Sean. But you know what? At the same time, I don't give a shit. And I'm less and less worried every single week, because here's the bottom line. When you're a bum-ass team that gets a bum-ass schedule, this is how it works. And it's fine by me. It's fine by me, Sean. They can play the Colts and the Jaguars every single weekend, which they do. I don't care. And the Sam Darnold thing, as I got a couple of tweets, well, Sam Darnold's looking really good. Fuck Sam Darnold. All right?
Okay.
It's on brand.
Okay?
Yeah.
No, but Sean,
right, it's on brand, dude.
These bum-ass teams, have you noticed? I don't think anybody's noticed this. I went and looked because I kept thinking, I'm like, man, they're always playing the Jets or the Giants or the Jaguars or the Colts
like a Thursday
or the
night
Titans.
Game.
Yeah, like every week it's the same. So I don't care. I don't fear them. I don't give a shit about them. I don't care. And guess who they get next week? Oh, the Bears again. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, we're new money. We are. Lion fans, we're new money. Whether we want to admit it or not, we're new money. And you know what we're seeing? One of the realities that I think so many other teams in the National Football League has seen, we keep waiting for help every week. But at this point in time in the schedule, there's no help coming, okay? Because the cream has already risen to the top in the National Football League, okay? Don't expect those types of losses at this juncture of the season. You might mix in one or two. And number two, Neil, you hit it. Don't need it. Help yourself. And that's what this team does. And it was funny because watching the Thursday night game and then watching last night's game, all right, I love hearing people say the same things about us that people are saying about Kansas City. The Lions are lucky. You guys see it. You see the slander. There are people all over the place that talk about how lucky.
We'll get to their fans later, by the way.
How lucky the Lions are, okay? No. It's part of their DNA now, man. Just like it's part of Kansas City's DNA. Hate Kansas City all you want. That's what they do seemingly every week. And this just in, that's what good teams do. And that's been going on forever. So in that regard, Neil, we're new money, okay? Relatively new money, because we've kind of been on a roll since the midway point of the 2022 season. But I think we're starting to see some of those first world problems in the National Football League. We really are. And part of that is, go down the checklist. Every game that you mentioned that we were hoping going, oh, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if Carolina could pop this upset. I was dialed into that one. I'm going to be honest with you. And I even told the guys, I caught myself in the fourth quarter. Man, Carolina's messing around. Maybe Bryce Young kind of figured something out, right? Right. You knew.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing wasting our time? Same thing, you were watching the Falcons game. Hey, this is 21-21. And then in the blink of an eye, they're up by 3 touchdowns going, what the just happened, right? So this is where we're at. And as long as you can control what you're controlling, and that's what the Lions are doing, I feel pretty damn good about everything, Neil.
No, and I'm fine with it, too. It's just I'm fatigued with rooting for these bum-ass teams every week. I'm fatigued. And I'm tired of it, and it doesn't matter, I guess, in the end. Burn, I'm glad the Vikings are keeping this close. I want them to keep it close. Every great Detroit team needed a wall to run through. I see 2 walls that we can run through them. FJ1967, good morning, Neil, Sean, Big D Energy, and chat. Good morning. Good to have you all.
Sir.
Good to have you all in here as we are locked and loaded. But no, that's a great point you bring up, because we are going to discuss. I have had enough of the Packer fan whining and crying, and the Vikings fans, and then the Bears just with the disillusion. Hey, Bears fan, tell me more about Caleb Williams. Tell me more about when they're down 24-0 and he starts slinging it around the yard. Tell me more about the 12 feet of offense they had in the first half of the game. 12 feet. 12 feet. Oh, but you don't understand, Neil. No, I understand plenty. Every time I look up, they're down 24-0 and Caleb Williams has 12 feet passing. That's what I see every single time. But Neil, you got to watch the game. No, I do watch the games. I do watch it, and I see the same thing over and over again. Tell me more. Sean, these other fans in this division, I've had enough of their shit, for real.
I had to send that text message to you guys. I was watching that debacle. Like, I don't know if you guys saw this, okay? Here are the numbers at halftime. Frisco was up 24-0. 14-1 for first downs. Do you know what total yards were? Neil, this is why you brought up 12 feet. 319-4.
Wow.
Okay? And just for my own sanity,
hey,
KG.
Sean, can you re-say that, but say it in feet for the Bears?
12 feet.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay.
And KG, I brought up to Neil, I sent him a text and I said, and I think you were here that day. I remember sitting here and I thought I was in like a delusional world or something, because everybody and their brother before the season started was talking about, no, man, we really got to fear the Bears. No. Did you watch Hard Knocks? And that's where you have to stop yourself. Stop yourself right there. If you watched Hard Knocks,
You got caught up.
you did. That's what Hard Knocks does. And they're very good at it, mind you. They are. They're very good at it. It's almost like they're professionals and they're trying to entertain you. But the Hard Knocks effect is real. People were talking about them being a playoff. Caleb Williams' perfect landing spot was with the Chicago Bears. People were saying that, Neil. Like in August before the season started. And I remember sitting here going, did I miss something? Am I, like, from the coach to the rookie quarterback to the signings were okay. It wasn't earth-shattering. This isn't prime Keenan Allen by any stretch of the imagination. But everybody and their brother, I guess I was supposed to be afraid of the Bears, right?
Their offensive line still sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And Keenan Allen's fat.
Yes.
Yeah. And the culture was always bad. But at the same time,
on top, he looks like George Jefferson. Like when his helmet comes off.
He been bald though. I mean, he been bald for a minute.
Well,
But-
you know what? Give up on it.
You
Like,
give
just
up
go
on
bald
it.
all the way.
Just go
Poor
home.
Wheezy.
Just go home.
We got a friend of ours we're trying to
But-
just say, bro, just go bald.
And while I wasn't one of them people that thought, the Bears would be in the playoffs, I mean, nobody expected the Vikings to be doing what the hell they've done. So I thought they were the bottom of the division, and then that surely wasn't true. But I mean, he came into an insulated situation. I can't necessarily blame people before the season, but seeing how it looks now, it's pretty bad.
In the chat, Rack, 12 feet, that's not even the free throw line distance. Exactly. But tell me more. Like in the afternoon, Tom Masway, in our Woodward text thread yesterday, he will be good. Yeah, win. 134 yards. We had 2 touchdowns. Oh, no one ever talks about the fumble. He stinks. They're down 24-0 every game. When's the last time they won, by the way?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Jeez, I'm thinking about it right off the top of my head.
When's the last time they won?
Oh, I gotta look
Hint,
that up.
Sean. Hint.
Months ago.
It was against the bum-ass Jaguars.
Yes, exactly.
Let's see, they lost.
Around Columbus Day?
It was October 13th.
Not even Columbus Day.
Yeah.
All right.
You see what I mean here?
They've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
They
7
suck.
straight games.
Their quarterback sucks. And then, I love it, too, because if people go, well, Neil, you don't understand. He's putting it together. Look at the numbers. He's only thrown, 5 interceptions or whatever. Every game he has 13 completions for 90 yards. Every game.
I couldn't believe that Jordan Love only completed 11 passes.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Huh? Bum.
Yep. Tell me again how he's the savior of the NFC.
Come on. No, yeah, this is what you're getting all day today because I've had enough. I've had enough. The media folk, we'll get to them. The other team's fans, we'll get to them.
Are we going to get to Byron
Wow.
Murphy, too? Chirping
You
up?
know what? The Bears were 4-2 heading into the bye and then the Commanders game, where I think we were all watching that game, right?
Correct.
We were out. Wow, what an epic collapse. Jeez, oh, Pete. I didn't know that, Spenny. The Jacksonville game.
Yep.
But it breaks my heart to see the Bears.
7 straight losses.
Just breaks my heart.
Jake Wegener, when you say his passing in feet, that's diabolical. No, it's mathematically factual. That's what it is. So again, I don't get it with that, but whatever. And I'm tired of watching all these bum ass teams play. But that's the way it works. And Sean, you're right. That's kind of new money of me.
It is.
Because this is how it works when you're good and the other teams suck. That's the way it works. You get to play Buffalo. And you get to play, playoff teams and Tampa and stuff like that. The other teams, they get to play the Jets. That's the way it works.
And you hope, you sit there and hope we'll do the same thing next weekend after we dispatch the the Bills. We'll do the same thing. We'll play the schedule game and look at other games and hope for help and
be ready because the Vikings are playing the Bears again.
And you know what? Every now and again you might get a little help, but just accept the fact more often than not you're not. Just accept that fact. We're at that point in time in the season where the cream has risen to the top. And guys, I always go back to this because I can't stress this enough, and I think maybe people understand this. Half of it is up here, you guys, okay? I was in that locker room so many times where the season was done before Thanksgiving. And then especially after Thanksgiving, you know where those guys' brains are at? The off season. Mm-hmm. They can lie all they want. That's where their brains are at. They know there's nothing to play for. Okay? That doesn't mean, I want to be crystal clear, that doesn't mean that they're going out there and half-assing it. They're professionals. They take pride in it. But from a mentality standpoint, you are playing out the string. Period. Okay? It's a different mindset. If you go into a game saying, hey, man, we have to keep pace with the Vikings. We have to keep pace with the Eagles. We have to keep pace here or there. These guys are sitting there going, 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks, man. I get to chill. Mm-hmm. I am taking off to Tahiti for a week and just getting my body right and everything. That I don't care who you are. That's human nature. And that's why this time of year, every year, you kind of see the cream go like that and the rest of the pack go like that without fail.
Honolulu BS, but Eberflus got a new haircut and a beard. That's pretty good. That's elite. All right, we're going to get into it, everybody.
Before we go to break, can I do a quick shout out? Shout out to our guy, friend of the network, friend of the show, John Yu,
Hey,
Pro
shout out.
Sports Zone. He's hooking up. I got that because shout out D-Mac. He got me the Steve Yzerman jersey autograph for my dad for Christmas last year. John Yu's framing it for me this year and authenticating it. So shout out to Pro Sports Zone. I pulled up there. I was in Sean's hood in Livonia the other day. Dropped it off. Dude, I could have been in there for hours and spent thousands of dollars.
You know what? I'll piggyback on that. He's been outstanding. I have gotten my stuff there for years.
Yes.
Legitimately. I mean, I remember being in there 12, 13 years ago talking to John. So great dude. If you need something, hit him up.
Yeah. The selection is unmatched too. If the jerseys are sold out online, you can't get one, go to Pro Sports Zone. They got every player. The whites, the blacks, the blues, any of the jerseys you need.
Which one do you prefer?
I like the blue ones. Honestly. The new blue
Which
jerseys.
one's your second favorite?
The blacks.
Who's your third
without
favorite?
hesitation, Neil.
Who's your third favorite?
The whites. I mean, there's only 3.
Okay.
But anything you need, John Yu's got it. Not
Back
just
of the line,
just Lions gear too. And all the autograph. He had thousands of autographed mini helmets right in front. Like, you go to the checkout station and you're like, fuck, I'm going to spend another $400 because there's just a ton of autographed mini helmets. So shout out Pro Sports Zone and John Yu.
No question about it. Class dude, too.
Yep.
Class dude in the community as well. Tell about Sabbath Coffee. Class Coffee.
I will tell them about Sabbath Coffee. Speaking of supporting local, support local with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. They'll have locally sourced specialty coffee dropped off right at your doorstep. Just subscribe at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com and use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first order. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Make sure you tap in. It's the best coffee in the state.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Woodward merch. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. The Black Friday sale, we're going to roll that through the holidays, everybody. 10% off with the promo code WSN10. If you want to boo those kids, it's still out there for you. We've been selling a ton of them still, man. WSN10. Get you 10% off. We got a whole new football lineup as well. There's baseball, basketball, hockey. There's Woodward Sports golf line. Everything for that special someone in your life. WSN10, 10% off. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, we're off and running on a Monday.
This is all about us.
Neil Rule.
This is all about us. Who they talking about? Who they talking about? Hey, the moment we cross the line, we have violent hands. Their hands don't belong on you. Their hands don't belong on you. You feel me? You get them off the moment they touch. They don't belong with us. We come out here and put that on the line for each and every one of us. You guys want to see what Detroit all about? We better come out here and show them. Just like I said last week, everybody want to piece of Detroit. Well, come and get it. Come and get it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And there he is, everybody. That is Panay Sewell. That was the pregame talk. I like how the guys just come over to him. They're like, talk to him, P. And then he does that.
He's the heart and soul of
You
this
know what?
Lions team.
We were just talking about John Yu. I would love to get, like, you know how they have the pictures of Mac as Claude is turtling. I would love to get like that frame of Sewell coming around going right at Stokes. And just you see Stokes' eyes like 5 times as large, and he makes the business decision as he's coming right at him. Just, you know what? Practice what you preach, baby. That's the beauty of it. You could talk that shit all you want, but you better be able to go out and back it up. And that dude is one of the best players in the National Football League, period.
Their hands don't belong on you. The second you feel their hands on you, you get them MFers off.
The guy is a fucking. I love Peninsula.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Tony, DJ Moore looks like he doesn't want to be there anymore after getting his $100 million. Aaron to the Stone. Neil, I just went back and looked. The last time the Vikings played a team worth a damn, it was back-to-back weeks against the Rams and the Lions, and they lost both games. Effing fraud. So there's that out there as well. But jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And get your ish off, as KG would say.
Neil,
yes.
This is kind of an impromptu look around the National Football League today. And I'm serious when I say this. I wanted to throw this at all of you, okay? And I would love to hear your honest appraisal of this.
Yes.
And I understand that they're up and down. But when they're up, are we all sleeping on Matthew Stafford and the Rams? Honest question. Honest question. Now, look, I like the Lions against anybody.
They've been so up and down.
That's
though.
my point. But, man, when they're up.
When they're on, they're on.
Holy
when
garbage.
they are off.
They were
man.
unstoppable yesterday.
I don't know what to
I'm
call
not
them.
being funny.
You still think they'll win the NFC West?
Yes. I think they're the best team out there. I really do. I think they're the best team out there. Yes.
It's, Sean, to me, I've noticed some commonalities, though. Like when they have things cooking. You never tend to see it on the road. Like it's always at home. You know what I'm saying? Like
totally legit. Totally legit. Yeah.
To me, they're that team between tiers. Right? Like they're good. Mm-hmm. They're a playoff. They are what they were last year. Like they're a playoff team that you got to be mindful of. And if you don't play well, they'll beat you.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
But they're not.
If you look past them, they're going to be up by 3 touchdowns on you, because that was kind of the impression I got yesterday.
Yeah.
I like, honestly, it was just like, whoa, what the heck happened? That game got away fast. And then there was that period of time, if you guys were watching that game, it reminded me, shout out Neil, old school arena football. Every time the team, it wasn't just going to be a touchdown. It was going to be a 3 or 4 play drive, and then we're going to hand the ball off, and then you're going to get a 3 or 4 yard drive. That's what that game settled into. But I found myself sitting back going, are the Rams a legit shot to maybe knock off somebody that they shouldn't in the playoff? And I'm not suggesting the Lions, by the way. I'm not at all. But are they that team that, oh my gosh, how are the Rams in the NFC Championship game? I don't know, because to your point, KG, when they turned it on, they looked scary good.
Yeah, and this was a game in which Josh Allen had 6 total touchdowns,
That's
3
my
on
guy.
the ground, almost 100 yards on the ground,
That's
by the
my
way,
guy.
and then over 300 yards
Said
and
it for
3 passing
years.
touchdowns.
Love them.
So
Said it earlier in the year when everybody was talking MVP. Don't look past Josh Allen, man.
But guess what?
He showed out.
When you don't have the football, you can't beat them. Josh Allen can't beat you if he doesn't have the football.
Yeah.
And we saw an extension of the whole Lions philosophy in that Rams game, by the way. Josh Allen's great. Whatever. He's cooking, obviously, having a great
50
year.
points.
Game.
Love that.
He can't beat you without the football.
So, yeah, simple math.
And especially when he gets it back, when you're down 2 scores with a minute to go, he really can't beat you.
Well, and I also need to point out their coach is near brain dead. Like his clock
Sean
management was deplorable. I mean, it really was, and it's really funny. I saw one of the Buffalo beat writers, I think it was one of the Buffalo beat writers, said, "Oh my gosh, we are wasting an alien's career right now with Sean McDermott as the coach." And he really is. He's a freak. What Josh Allen is doing, this is next level stuff, man. It really is. And yet, every week it seems like there's one of those head scratchers from the coach. It's amazing how that works itself out.
I don't understand running the football at the 1 yard line or the 2 yard line like that.
It's deplorable.
I don't understand that when your lifeblood, Your whole existence in the football game revolves around those 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
You have to have them.
Yep.
You have to have them. You have to have them. I can't understand it. I can't relate to it. I can't understand it. And this is my point. And it's a great kickoff to, because we're going to touch on Bills Lions starting right now.
Oh, yeah.
We are, because it's America's game of the week. We're riding.
Oh, man,
all
it's
right.
gonna be great.
But with that said, Sean, this is it. And I hope that last Thursday, and even what the Rams did yesterday, and when we get to the national media stuff coming up in just a little bit, I think it starts to open people's eyes to this. On surface, should you be fearful of the state of the Lions defense with the injuries going up against that? On surface. Concerned, right? At a minimum.
Yeah.
Yep.
Concerned at a minimum, scared at a maximum. So whether you're at the end, the beginning, somewhere in between, it makes no difference. The moral of the story is this. That is the blueprint, what they did against the Packers, what the Rams did against them. That's how you eliminate it. You keep the football. That's like all this going for it on 4th down stuff, everybody. It's not even analytics anymore. It's the strategy.
Yep.
You have to have the football, because when you have it, guess who doesn't have it? Josh Allen, Jordan Love, whoever, when an offense is cooking, all of it. That's why we need to get more and more comfortable with this. And we put out some clips from Friday's show when I was talking about it, the reasoning behind it. Because people think that was about a minute and a half where the Lions went for that 4th down, right? Mm-hmm. People need to stop thinking about it in terms of it was the 3rd quarter. There were 16 minutes left in the game.
Right.
In the game.
People think all the thinking goes into that one specific play. No, they're thinking on a macro level.
Yep.
Bingo.
Yeah.
You got it.
He's not just some meathead standing up there, and he's got guys on his staff that this is their job. Mm-hmm. Like, this is how it works.
I said it last week, and I'll say it again here, and I'll use as Exhibit A and B what you saw in the college football world on Saturday and what you saw a plethora of times yesterday in the NFL. Dan Campbell's changed the way that the game is played. Guys are going for 4th down all over the place now. Doesn't matter where you are on the field, bucking the conventional wisdom. And Neil, changing our brains. We grew up watching a game and saying, you don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. Oh, that's dumb, okay? Well, now as we see it more and more, especially with the modicum of success that guys are having, it's becoming more of the norm. And so now that it's becoming more of the norm, maybe we can stop some of the unrelenting questions about why did you go for this, why did you go for that. It really has changed the game of football at every level. And I think it's awesome. I think it's about time. I think it's common sense. This isn't about... And, we're apt to, there's Dan Campbell wheeling out his balls, right? Oh, look at his big balls.
That's not it at all.
No.
It really isn't. It's not. It's smart. It's common sense. And sometimes the smart decision doesn't work, okay? Just because it's smart doesn't mean it's going to work every time. But you're taking your chances that more often than not, smart behavior is going to lead to good results. And how's that worked out for him?
Right.
No,
Real
absolutely.
quick, for anybody having audio issues, just refresh your stream. The audio's good here, so just refresh your streams.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Freddie Felt. The Bills choked. Philly struggled for almost 3 quarters against the Panthers, and the Chiefs' offense sucks ass. Are we still afraid of these 3 teams? Well, no, Freddie. There's no reason to be.
Been trying to tell y'all.
There's no reason to be afraid of them. And I don't know that the Bills, quote unquote, choked as much as it was the Rams kept the hammer. They kept the football. Like Josh Allen, you can't ask for more than what he did, but it wasn't enough because the Rams kept the football. And as you said,
Who
Sean,
are the 3 teams he brought up?
the Philadelphia, the Bills, and the Chiefs.
You know my feelings on KC, and if anything, every week they keep proving it. I'm just going to shut my mouth. I'm going to shut my mouth.
It's the way it looks, though,
It's
Sean.
the way it is.
I get you, though. I get you.
And you know what? It's the way it is.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Every week, set your watch to it. Something miraculous is going to happen. Something strange is going to happen. Something Chiefs is going to happen, and they find a way to win football games. It's frightening. For me, I raise my hand. It's frightening. I'm terrified of facing the National Football League in the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm terrified of it. I firmly believe they want Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs to win 3 straight Super Bowls. And you'll never unconvince me.
Yeah, you know,
MGM does.
Yeah. it is kind of a no-lose situation, though, for the NFL this year.
Sure.
Because if it's Lions-Chiefs, there are no bad outcomes for them.
Not at all.
Because if the Lions
Great
win,
stories.
it's a national celebration.
Great stories.
And that'll be the moment that we then heel turn and everybody hates us.
They already hating us if you ain't watching.
Yeah, our division is.
It's close.
The division
It's
is
close.
But if after we win this thing, like, you'll see the turn.
Yeah.
And we'll be the Boston Red Sox.
I want
can't
the
wait.
full Andre
Yeah, I
the
know.
Giant walking up to Hulk and just ripping
the
the shirt off
Right.
and cutting him with the cross and just rip that shirt right off of Mahomes.
Yeah.
I want that so badly.
That's a great analogy.
We're the greatest heel ever.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be the most hated team in the league. Because
Yeah.
fuck all of you. I don't care. I really don't. We're going to go out there, we're going to win the Super Bowl, and then we're going to win the Super Bowl again next year, and you guys are going to hate us.
We're going to win a few.
And it's going to feel so fucking good. Because I'm sick of being the darling little
Yeah.
cute guy. No, we're the guy that's going to
cute
kick
little
open your door,
That
and
shit
he's
did.
going to run your shit.
We are. We're literally we're literally on the Boston Red Sox arc right now.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like when people were like, "Yeah, they came back, they beat the Yankees, they won the World Series, yeah." And then like 2 years later, everybody's like, "Man, enough, enough with these guys."
When they went and won, seriously, when they went and won in 07 again, like I was done with
Yeah.
it. It
So
was
was I.
over, okay?
Dante 151. We must acknowledge the tribal chief Panay Sewell. Also, no, we are not
Damn
sleeping
right.
on the Rams, but it's the Seahawks division to lose right now. Where are we going with this? Pre-game show, everybody. Myself and Sean Belizean will be at it live again from Second Best, 10 a.m. to noon on Sunday. 10 a.m. to noon on Sunday. We'll be
Confirmed.
live at Second Best. Of course, Football Sunday kicks off with Woodward and Maine, Matthew Broder, Terry Foster, 8 to 9 a.m. Then they hand the baton to us with the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show live at Second Best. We'll be out there 10 to noon on Sunday, our usual time slot. We're not going to get in the way of you watching all the other games. You got to watch whatever bum-ass team the Packers are playing, you know? So, yeah, that's the way that's got to go. So you can do that. And it's all brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. We're going to have a positive flashback, by the way. A positive flashback. Old Lions-Bills matchup. Sean may or may not have been in the building for that one. We'll discuss it. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. 10 to noon. Second Best. If you can, remember, you can't drink all day if you don't start at 10 a.m. All right, everybody? We'll see you out there. Second Best. Come get some.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
1800 Tequila is a proud partner of the Detroit Lions. They're also the official tequila of the watch party and post-game show here on Woodward Sports. So make sure you tap in. They got the sweet Lions-themed bottles in stores now, so go get them while you can. 1800 Tequila, the smoothest tasting tequila. Please drink responsibly.
Some say when you drink that 1800, you can feel it in your plums. Let the boy walk.
Hell yeah. Free 1,800 shots this last Thursday, man. That was great.
It was dope. That was dope, no doubt. All right, back out of here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, KG, Spencer Raxter, and all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Remember, click on that like button since you're there anyway. But I want to steal a segment, and we're gonna We're going to get to the Rob Parker stuff and all the soft-ass NFC North fans. We're going to get to it. We are. But I do want to follow up because people wanted to hear this discussion. And we've talked about it a lot. I've really warmed up to it in the last couple years. It all started with my insane obsession with the end of the first half. And that was a constant that I noticed with the Patriots. Be it they score getting the ball, be it they score, then get a stop right before the half. And I've noticed that they could be down 17-7, but they were getting the ball to start the second half, and they, at a minimum, would always get a field goal with that last possession. At a minimum. At a maximum, a touchdown. Then they're getting the ball. The game's back on serve. You're chasing them because they're a multi-time Super Bowl champion. Mentally, you're chasing them because you know it. And that kind of gave way to what we saw from the Rams and what we saw from the Lions this past weekend. If you have the ball, you can't be beat because they need the ball to beat you. And if you don't get it, then sorry about it.
It's crazy Teddy Bruschi can't realize that, and he played on the damn team where he did that.
He lived it.
Yeah, right.
He lived it.
Right.
And just this old, antiquated thinking that everybody has. And I don't know. I was going to ask you guys, because I know I'm not a savant, right? Like, I don't see the unseen. You know, I'm not the chosen one.
That's me.
Why do I fully understand this, and yet other people seem not to, Sean? You get it, right? You get where I'm coming from with this.
I told you. I mean, I think from being a hockey fan, and insert your joke, so much of my life goes back to that, but if I have the puck, I like your chances of not scoring.
And that starts.
I do.
And Sean,
I really do. I like your chance. I don't think you're going to score many goals if I'm having puck possession. And we live that here in Detroit. If we are mastering puck possession, your chances to score go down dramatically. It's crazy.
And Sean, that starts with what? A faceoff.
Yep.
If you win the faceoff, you have the puck.
Yeah. Like the whole dump and chase. Like I'm going to dump the puck in your zone and give you the puck. Why? Why would I do that?
It's the dumbest fucking shit.
Why? I'm sorry. Why? What am I? I'm purposely giving you the puck, hoping that you make a mistake. Getting my forecheck out there, trying to make you make a mistake. But conversely, if you go tic-tac-toe, all of a sudden you're in transition and you've got an odd man rush. And Neil, to me, yes, those two things are intertwined. I really do. Okay, wait a second. Let's go back to the mental thing, okay? I kid you not, guys. I say it all the time. I said it early in the show. I'll say it. I will never forget walking out of Ford Field with Lomas Brown. It was like the first week of November, just going, this season's over. It was all up here. You saw it. You heard it. Their minds are elsewhere. Their minds to the offseason. They're not thinking about the playoff. They're not thinking about who they might be able to play. The season was over. And so now to piggyback that with what Neil just said, son of a bitch, these Chiefs just keep coming. What the hell just happened? We're up 14-7, thoroughly in control. They get that ball late in the second quarter, go right down the field. That son of a bitch, Travis Kelce, we get more Taylor Swift sightings. Then they get the ball, and to your point, Butker goes out there, or that bum last night, kicks a field goal, and all of a sudden a 14-7 game is 17-14 Chiefs, and you're on your heels. And most importantly, it's in your head. Most importantly,
you know who you're playing.
Here come the Chiefs again. Gosh damn it, they always find a way. So 100%, I couldn't agree with you more, Neil. You are the one. Yeah, seriously, you're the one.
It can't be that, Sean.
No, you're
here it
Neil.
is.
You are Neil.
He put his hands up and he stopped it. You did it, Neil.
Galloping Lake 6. No, going forward on fourth down at your own 30 is dumb coaching. And Galloping Lake, then you don't see it, man. You don't see it then. Again, if you give the football back, and they drive it down and they score, there were 16 minutes when that happened. 16 minutes left in the game. If they drive it down and they score, which is the worst case scenario,
right?
But if they do it after you punt, now you're talking about there's 11 minutes left in the game when you get the football back, as opposed to getting it back right away. Guys, you got to get comfortable with this line of thinking because it's continuing to happen. And oh, by the way, Galloping Lake, if you say that, then you probably didn't like them going for it on the handoff at the end, too.
Right.
And here's the deal with that, everybody. Let me break this down very, very easily with that handoff at the end of the game to get the first down to take the rest of the clock. How much time was left, guys? 40-ish seconds, right? 42 seconds, whatever the number was. Okay? If you kick the field goal, because I'm going to give you the real-world application, because we're talking about how the game is changing now. If you kick that field goal then, you're giving the Packers a ball back. Say you kick it into say they get at the 25, right?
Yep.
Is that fair? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Kickers are making 58, 59-yard field goals with regularity now. So you're going to tell me it's insurmountable for the Packers to move the football, I don't know, 35 yards in 40 seconds?
Not at all.
They're not the Bears.
Yeah, it's not Caleb Williams over there. Right. It's not going to take him 8 passes to go 35 yards. Like, guys, come on. That was the only call there.
Yeah.
And this is what you have to get. Like, think about it logically. Right. Can they go 35 yards in 40 seconds with no timeouts? Easily.
Yeah.
Right?
And Neil,
easily.
I'm going to go back to the mental aspect of it. Why do guys swear by Dan Campbell? Why do guys love Dan Campbell? Because Dan Campbell believes in them and has shown that time and time and time again. If we need a yard, you guys are going to find a yard. I'm not worried about that. And that's exactly what happened, all right? And again, I think it goes hand in hand there. He believes in these guys. That's a huge reason why this culture has shifted so dramatically in the course of a couple of years. And you know what? They go out and prove it. And that's, KG, to me, that's what it's all about.
And this is why, like, okay, look at how the team is structured. You have the best offensive line in football.
Yep.
Why do you think you have that for moments like this? Like, when you have that good of an offensive line, that good of a run game, and even an accurate quarterback that can make a lot of great short completions, you're ready for this moment. Like, the offense is the strength on this team. I'm riding or dying with my strength. I don't understand, like, what the hard thinking is here. People just got to get out of that, that get off my line type shit. I don't know what else to compare it to. He's playing a different type of game. There's different ways to coach. But the way he coaches, it works. We don't never hear about how it works, and that's what's so fucking annoying. He was 4 for 5 in that game. We don't talk about the ones that he made. It's only the one that he missed.
And then the one that he missed, everybody speaks like it's an absolute certainty if they punt that the Packers don't score.
Yeah.
And I two people I do want to call out. We'll get to what Rob Parker said later. We got the video of that. But Emmanuel Acho, DC sucks at this job, by the way. Like, he is bad on the mic. He tries to be, Patrick Mahomes actually isn't good. Like, he makes these stupid blanket statements that are obviously false just to sound like he's a smart guy. He talked about win probability and how the win probability went down with them getting that the fourth down run. First of all, Emmanuel Acho, what's the win probability of the Lions when they kick the field goal with 0 seconds left on the clock? It's 100%. Yep. They win the game.
Yep.
So I don't give a shit about your win probability. I care about actually winning the game. And then Teddy Bruschi talking about, does he have to go for it every time? I mean, every time?
There's no more kneecaps left to bite.
Yeah. Why the fuck wouldn't he, first of all? If you've got Penei Sewell and Frank Ragnow and David Montgomery and you need six inches, it's 4th and inches, it's 4th and 1, yeah, you're going to go for it. And he doesn't go for it every time. Check Jake Bates' stats. Check Jack Fox's stats. Yep. Don't just say shit because you think it's wrong. Go look up. So I understand, Teddy Bruschi. I have a lot of respect for you. You were a fantastic player in your day.
Love him as a player.
Take that for data. Go check what Jake Bates and Jack Fox have done this year. He doesn't go for it anytime. He goes for it when he wants to take your soul, and it works. He's 12-1. You don't have the acumen to question his coaching decisions.
Here we go. Kenneth Matthews. No, you make them work for it. Going for it on your own 30 is only a dumb move. You might be a sheep, but I played sports. Okay, Kenneth, I remember watching your games.
Word.
It's dumb and cost us a trip to the Super Bowl. Stop thinking in a vacuum, dumbass. Well, Kenneth, was it the wrong call? Did the software work and you not put in the right password? Because that's what happened. It was user error. Kenneth? Like, let's talk about it then, Kenneth. I know it was right. You know how I know it was right? It worked. 4 for 5 on 4th down, 2 touchdowns.
Kenneth.
2 touchdowns, Kenneth.
They had 4 fourth down touchdowns against the Packers.
And Kenneth,
Okay.
you're right. You're right, Kenneth. This isn't a video game. This is real life. And in real life, the Detroit Lions are 12-1. So you can't question him. You can't.
Remember when the
It
Lions
works,
were?
bud.
Do you remember that first time the Lions were 12-1? No, nor do I.
Right.
Like, stop. Like, come on. You're trying too hard. I think, and Kenneth, I don't know you. You know what you come across to me? And I hope you take this with the respect that I'm trying to give it. You come across
A
to
dork.
me. You are the old man shaking his fist at a crowd.
Football's not supposed to be played that way.
I told you. Get
That's
off
the
my line
way
type
it's
shit.
been. That's the way it always should be.
You shouldn't be buying Bitcoin. You should put your money in bonds.
Right. Fucking Ken.
You run the ball in this league.
Hey, come on, Ken. We got the same name. You can't be out here just saying shit like that.
Taylor.
Oh, is that your name? I just know you as KG.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Taylor
Don't be putting my
Shantz.
government out there like
And
that.
Taylor, you and I are vibing right here because I was going to bring this up right before we cut to the break. The exact situation happened yesterday in Jets-Dolphins, which I was listening to that game in the car. Jets kicked a field goal with 50 seconds to go up 3. Dolphins drove the field, tied it very easily, by the way. Just ping, 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 and they were down the field. And won the coin toss, got the football, went down, scored a touchdown. The Jets never touched the ball again.
Yep.
You have to protect the possession of the football like it could be your last. Because guess what?
Probably is.
It probably is. That's it. That's it, everybody.
Let me tell you about
Yes.
Lady Jane's. If you want a great haircut, just stop into any Lady Jane's near you. $20. Where else are you going to get a $20 haircut? At Lady Jane's, that's where. Scan that QR code up in the corner. And remember, it's not just a haircut. It comes with a hot lather, neck shave, a scalp massage, and a hot towel treatment. Walk into any Lady Jane's near you. Walk-ins always welcome. Open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome. Make sure you tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
The bad boys from the NFL are here. Your 2024 Detroit Lions are the hardest hitting, highest flying, trickiest playing, grittiest team in the NFL.
A dominant team.
Get all your coverage of your favorite team right here in your favorite network. Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Neil Rule here for Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Don't be mad because I was locking you up over there trying to shoot that wad of paper into the trash
And
over
one.
there.
Drilled it on you.
And one.
That's right. Sean Belizean was minus 150 to miss that shot because I was on him. And you could have got down on that on Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Scan the QR code on the screen. Use a promo code Woodward1000. Make your first deposit and then make your first bet. And guess what? If your first bet loses, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. There it is, everybody. All the way up to $1,000. You got that hunch that you want to play? Give it a free spin on Caesar Sportsbook. And once you download Caesar Sportsbook app, you'll know. It's clean, it's easy to navigate, easy to see. The lines never glitch. It's moving, everybody. And it's everything you need in a sportsbook app. Why not? Why wouldn't it be? It's Caesar's. They're like one of the OGs of the game. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
They going crazy on Kenneth in the chat.
Can we go back to that shot? Can we, like what you didn't? Neil hammered me. If this was old school Bad Boys, and I let the scream out, and somehow Neil, that thing found nothing but net.
That's true. And one.
That was a great shot.
It was.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Brad Holmes' aura. Kenneth won the Heisman in 1937. Mike G, I saw Kenneth play. He was a 2-star.
Hey, Shy 216. Kenneth was all local in high school.
All local. Yes, we did.
Crazy.
All right, jump into that Woodward Sports chat. Okay, I've been kind of, I don't want to say airing grievances, but
air them out.
It's come to my attention, man, where there's some things that I've grown fatigued of. I guess that's the way to put it. Yeah. One of which is this new movement in the media that just seemed to start this weekend, right? What do you got? We got Rob Parker, right?
Yeah, we got the video.
Detroit guy, Rob Parker.
Rob's got to be Rob, man.
I don't know. I missed it, so I'm looking forward to hearing this. Can you run that for us?
Yep.
What did he say about the Lions?
Dan Campbell, for as much credit and people are all excited about him, I think he's a bad coach, and I think he's worse than Brandon Staley when he was with the Chargers, who got fired. This is reckless. And the reason I say he's a bad coach and ultimately will wind up costing the Lions a chance at the elusive trip to the Super Bowl or even a chance to win it is because what he's doing is unnecessary and putting his team in harm's way. And I'm just saying, you don't want to do that if you don't have to, going for it 4th and 1 inside the 30. I read some stat where no team had done it in 25 years since 2000 had that even been done. And again, you guys who I understand Lions fans, and you're one of them, you love the guy because you endured all the terrible years, okay? I get it. And you're like, oh, they're on the cusp. And this is the guy, he's fearless and this and that. But if you're really honest, Dan Campbell cost you a trip to the Super Bowl last year with the chicanery.
All right, and that was Rob Parker. And look,
that's one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my entire life.
To compare Dan Campbell to Brandon Staley is malfeasance.
That's criminal.
That's jailable.
It's the worst take I've ever heard.
The man went from 3-13 to 9-8 to 12-5 to 12-1 this year. Brandon Staley, where? Like that's tough, Rob.
That's egregious.
That's tough, Rob. And I get it. Like for all those years, it was right to just pile on the Lions and your hate for them. But you a local guy. You know what SOL is. You've seen it. So the fact that you are continuing this charade of the Lions are bad, Dan Campbell's bad, that is a horrible take. That's fucking atrocious.
You guys know what he's doing, and he's very good at it.
Yeah.
He is.
I thought he would shake it after the Lions become good, though. What's his reason now?
Listen, I say that with respect. I'm not being funny, okay? You know what he's doing. He hasn't said anything sincere in 2 decades. He knows it. You know it. You do. You know it. You know what he's trying to do. And you know why I say he's good at it? Because people continually get a rise out of it. And he gets a rise out of people continuously. But, I mean, that's what he is. There's no way Rob believes that. That's what he is. That's what he's done it for 2 decades. I've lived it. I think everybody knows that. Rob, of course, did the Million Man March. Just ask him. But that's Rob Parker. That's what he is.
If he did that.
And here's the funny thing, Neil. I never publicly even talked about it. I saw him say that he did it for years. And then one day he tweeted me, and I was like, okay, now, Rob, this is crazy. I haven't said anything for 15 years, but now that you're tweeting me telling you did something that I did, that's fucked up. And, of course, he blocked me for it. But that's Rob. He knows what he's doing. And, Rob, I know you're going to watch us. I think you're very good at what you do, okay? You're a fraud, though. You know it. You know it. You've been doing this shit for 2 decades. And some of the younger generation, maybe they're not aware of it. They're not aware. I know. And most importantly, you know. But you're very good at it. Congratulations, you're a good fraud. That's awesome. Good for you. Continue. It's worked well for you. Continue. Best of luck. Hope you sleep well at night. Pal.
Woodward Sports chat thread. 40 Gumble. I never have respect for people in the media who just take the field when trying to prove their point. It never comes back to hurt these people. 40 Gumble, like low key, that's one of my biggest. That's something that bugs me the most about this field. Like people that come out and just say stuff and then we move on and nobody ever brings it. Like, you were wrong there. And it's okay. Like, it's okay to be wrong.
Nobody bats 1,000.
No, it's impossible.
That is just, like Sean said, that is fraudulent. There is no way on God's green earth that you truly believe that Brandon Staley is a better head coach than Dan Campbell.
Right.
It's embarrassing for you to say that.
That's crazy.
You have some shame, man. Have some shame. That is embarrassing.
That's tough.
And how can you just ignore the Lions' year-to-year improvement? I just don't get it. Like, you stuck in your stance and you hate the Lions, cool, but you got to talk about what the fuck is happening with this team.
Burn in the chat. Hey, fourth down haters. You like being 12-1 with a point differential, putting them in the same air as the 1984 49ers? I'm fine with the risk. Burn, I agree with you too. And it's not even a risk. It's a strategy. It's not even a risk, guys. It's not analytics. It's mathematical fact. When you have the football more than the other team, you probably win. That's it. That's all. So the reason we play that, and people are saying, "Oh, why do you give them the airtime and stuff like that?" We play that to get to this, because this is Teddy Bruschi. This is a guy that earlier I mentioned the fact the Patriots were the pioneers of the middle eight. The 4 minutes before the end of the half and the 4 minutes starting the second half. They were the pioneers of it. They are what opened my eyes to it after seeing them do it all the time. Teddy Bruschi said this about the Lions and Dan Campbell.
Give me Dan Campbell on the field with me. I'll take it. Yeah. Don't put Dan Campbell on my sideline. I don't know. I don't know the emotional control of this coach. I mean, every single time. Does it have to be every single time? The 4th and 1, when you're on the 31-yard line going out, that was obvious to me. I mean, this can't happen. I mean, this guy wants to go for it even now, and they get stopped right here and basically give Green Bay a touchdown because all they got to go is like 29 yards, and they score a touchdown here, and it's a different game. So you wouldn't have been in this situation maybe if you punt it and you let your defense play against a quarterback that has the tendency to throw to the other team. This is every single time. Why does it have to be every single time? No, let me say something here, because Dan Campbell came into this league talking about being kicked down and biting on ankles and chewing on kneecaps. Well, there's no more, and let me tell you, Detroit Lion fans, there's no more ankles and kneecaps to bite. You're on top. Start playing like it and start coaching like it, because sometimes you got to know when to be in a game to where let the other team mess up because I know I'm better, because it's going to give us a better chance to win. There are those situations that I don't think Dan Campbell knows right now that he still has to learn. And I have been watching him this entire season based on the way last season ended. Okay, did he learn in the offseason? Maybe he's a little less emotional. He is not. He's the same player. And this could come back to bite him.
Here's the deal. Here's what I object to on all that with the Teddy Bruschi thing. Here's what I object to the most. There's still angles of this he has to learn. No, he's the master. He's the teacher. Look around the league. Did you watch games yesterday? Look at that, I don't know, Rams-Bills game, the Jets-Dolphins game. He doesn't need to learn. He invented the curriculum, man. Sean, he did.
The best thing that you can do is do something so well that people feel the need to try to take credit for what you did or follow what you did. And we're seeing it all over football right now. We mentioned it last week. We mentioned it earlier in the show. To your point, Neil, it would be one thing if it was Dan Campbell out on an island. You see this at every level of football now. People doing this. Neil, some of the high school football games that I called, I can give you specific examples of a high school team on their own 40, going for it. 4th and 1, going for it and popping it. You can't do that. What? No way. Everywhere. Yeah, I mean, again, just don't take my word for it. Watch every single weekend how this is happening all over the place. Neil, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm gonna pimp what you just said. The student has become the master. When people are copying you, okay, there has to be somebody that bucks the trend. In order for it to become the new trend, a lot of people have to follow. I'm going to use the exact same analogy that I did last week. Patrick Waugh pulling the goaltender with 3 minutes left. People went nuts. You don't pull your goaltender with 3 minutes left. Why?
There it is.
Well,
you don't.
You do it with 1:30 left.
What's the difference?
Why can't I do it with 3?
All right.
I want to get my top line out there.
Twice. 3 times.
Yeah.
However,
Why don't I do that? Lo and behold, you know what? It started with a trickle, and now everybody does it. You know, I mean, that old school thinking that you don't do it until a minute and a half, 90 seconds, 60 seconds. To the Kens of the world out there, shout out Ken. That worked for years, and now people are doing other things. And you know what? They're having success with it as well.
And Sean, I can explain that, and I hadn't really thought about it until you brought it up. But going off the Dan Campbell theory, you know why I would pull the goalie at 4 minutes? Because I get my number one line out there 3 times.
Yep.
3 times I get my number one line out there. I get them out there to start. They play. The second line comes in. I get my first line back out there again. I call timeout. I get them out there again to finish the game.
Shorten the bench. Absolutely. Guess what, boys? Double shifts. We're going to go with the first line. Hopefully you guys pop. If not, we're going to go with the second line. You guys better be ready. And then if there's a draw, we're going to call a timeout. And we'll have our top line ready. Cool. But it's kind of common sense. It's playing chess, isn't it?
To be honest, if Dan Campbell coached like people wanted him to coach, we probably have a few more losses on our record.
No doubt.
I'm so glad we got a coach that doesn't. He don't coach scared, bro.
They got 2 touchdowns off the 4th downs, dude.
Thank you.
And like all right, let's do this. Let's take the break because I want to come back and I want to go in on this. I do.
Right.
I'm not going Chernobyl nuclear winter like Jean Paulician, but at the same time, I have.
You got to call this shit what it is.
No, because we gotta have that discussion.
You
right
just
now.
said I ain't scared though, and I'm kind of having some flashbacks right now. So
people mad
maybe we can talk about that.
People mad because Dan Campbell don't coach scared, bro. He plays to win the fucking game.
Oh, Jimmy Schwartz.
You play to win the game.
If you want to play the pregame game, you need to go to second best, and that's not just Lions games, by the way. That's concerts, Tigers games, Red Wings games, Pistons game. Went to the Pistons game the other night. We pulled up, brought the kids out there, ate dinner there, had a great time, enjoyed some bourbon. It was a great evening out.
Cheese curds,
elite. Chicken wings, elite. Yes, all of it. Tullamore Irish Whiskey, elite, 42 Watson Street. It's just a couple blocks from LCA. And guys, it's low-key. It's like a great spot that they're in, by the way. You just go across the freeway, just walk across the freeway, you're at a Fox Theater, all of it. So, guys, it is a centrally located place, whatever you have going on. Second Best is a spot. I've been telling you guys this. 42 Watson Street, Second Best. Come get some.
And let me tell you about Salvation Army. When you give to the Salvation Army, your donation makes it possible to serve our community's most vulnerable. 24 hours, 365 days a year. The Salvation Army of Metro Detroit's 2024 Red Kettle Campaign Christmas Campaign fundraising goal is $7 million. Your contribution will help provide the love beyond Christmas to individuals in need of food, shelter, and compassion. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to donate.sagreatlakes.org to donate. It's the Salvation Army. You know your money's going to a good place. Help those that can't help themselves this holiday season.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Neil Rule here for New Holland Brewing Company over there on the west side of the state, local Michigan company. They've created a monster with Taller, the Dutch long drink. Very, very basic, everybody. The New Holland Brewing Company small batch gin. They mix it with a grapefruit puree, and boom, you have the best drink in the drink game. I love it. Guys, bottom line, I love it. I always keep it on hand. You can go to Total Wine. You can go to your local Meijer, wherever you get your drinks, and get Taller, the Dutch long drink. It's the best, everybody. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on New Holland's bourbon, by the way, as well. Shout out Beer Barrel Bourbon also. New Holland Brewing Company. Keeping it pushing, hour number 2, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Oh, wow, look at that. Pushing 75,000 subscribers. It's insane, everybody.
Can I bring up I Ain't Scared very quickly, only because this goes hand in hand with what we're talking about?
Are you outside of the club and we think you're a punk, or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember when Jim Schwartz decided to go for that fake field goal against the Steelers in a game that they had won in 2013, and the season coincidentally fell apart and he ended up losing his job? But do you remember when he said the logic behind it after the game? He said, "We ain't scared. I ain't scared." Okay, and I want to be crystal clear. And I said this then, and I say it now. I don't mind taking a shot like that. I'll take 7s over 3s every day. Do you know what I mind? In a torrential downpour, you unleash your secret weapon on the world, a 78-pound punter, and you make that call to attempt a fake field goal with a 78-pound punter. By the way, you got the best receiver in the league. I'm going to take my chances in throwing it in the corner of the end zone to that guy. If I'm going to go for it on 4th down,
I'm giving you my best.
I want to, let me at least take a shot at Calvin Johnson. Nah, I'm going to unleash our 78-pound punter on you all. You try to stop him. So it's funny because I can't help but think about that, Neil. Even back then, some of us, not all of us, some of us, I didn't have a problem going for it on 4th down, okay? My problem was you're unleashing the punter on the world in a torrential downpour and asking this poor sap to run 4 yards into the end zone in a torrential downpour against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was my issue, not the call itself. Not the call itself. And a lot of it comes down to, would I rather have 3 or 7? You're down there close. And all of the variables that you spoke of. So whether people want to admit it or not, this thinking has existed a lot longer than any of us want to admit. Dan Campbell's just brought it to the forefront because he's going out and enacting it at all possible situations.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Vincent E. touches on it in the chat. People act like the Lions aren't allowed to be good. And Vincent E., normally I would read that and I would laugh at it. But this is what we're seeing. Teddy Bruschi, Rob Parker. This is what we're seeing now.
Byron Murphy.
The national media narrative. Like, this is what we're seeing now. Because somebody comes along and does it differently. That thinks about it. That doesn't just, this is how it works and this is what you do. And it's working. You can't deny that it's working. Like all the people that say, that's a dumb move. Yeah, where are they saying that at? What side of the game are they saying that out of?
On the L side.
On the L side. You see where I'm going with this? This is how it works when you do something new. And yes, all these people, let me let you know a little secret about media folks, by the way. All right? They always take the low-hanging fruit. They don't have any original thought. They just want to do what's easy and move on because that's how they operate. You can feed stuff to media. Like on the PR side, like I can tell you this works. You can feed stuff to the media and they'll run with it because what's the alternative? for you to come up with something on your own?
Yep.
Oh. That's the alternative. We're not going to do that.
Why would we do that? It's too difficult.
No, but that's my point, though. So, Vince, yes, it is almost like the Lions aren't allowed to be good because they came in and they changed the way that it works. And here's how you know it works, everybody. For the you're an idiot crowd, for that Kenneth earlier, here's how you know it works. Look around the league. Look around college football. Look around high school football. You remember that high school coach in Arkansas that never punted no matter what? And took like a 2-9 team and they were like 11-1 every year? Like when you do it, it's new and everyone's afraid of it.
Sports fans don't like change. I always say this. You know why the NFL wins? Because every move they make, it seems everybody hates it at the start and then we all come around. I'm old enough to remember when they added a wild card and people said, what the hell are you doing? Then they added another one. Then they added more playoff teams. Remember how many people lost their mind when they decided to add the other Thanksgiving game? Mm-hmm. And I turned into Kenneth. Kenneth, I'm so sorry. We're just using you as the example today. No! Detroit at 12:30, Dallas at 4:15. That's the way it's been. That's the way it always should be. I can't live without the night game now. Seriously, I cannot live without. And so I think what it comes down to, Neil, is we as sports fans and humans in general, we're not real good with change. We have a difficult time with change. Hell, it's not that long ago. Do you know how many times people would scream at people like me because I said, you got to stop with this defense wins championship shit. You got to. The league doesn't even want it anymore. That's not to say that a defense can't win a championship, okay? This is not black and white. But do you understand the National Football League as an entity is punishing defenses? Yeah. They are punishing secondary. You see it every game now. And again, Neil, people used to argue that. Nobody argues that anymore. No, nobody argues that. The NFL wants fast. The NFL wants flashy. The NFL wants Patrick Mahomes. The NFL wants all those things that Chris Spielman talked about 30 years ago and we laughed at. They want the quarterback in the pink tutu throwing the ball all over the place. That's what the National Football League wants. So you have to change with the times.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Cody Engel, jump into there. Dan is also calculated with going for it. Media acts like he does it at random. And Cody, thank you. You verbalized my problem with it. You verbalized my problem with it perfectly. It's not on accident. He didn't just say, it's 4th and 1 from the 30.
Just in the middle of the game. Oh, I'm going to decide to go for it here.
All right, we're going to go for it. Like you know what? This was everything he does is predetermined. It's situation. You can tell by the plays he does that leads up to it. Like when it's 3rd and 3, KG, when you and I do the watch party together, I'll tell you if they're going to go 3rd and 5. I'll tell you if they're going to go for it by the play they run.
If they're running the ball on 3rd down,
if they're running the ball, they're setting up to go for it. Like that's it, man. Like that's what they do.
Do you know how you can tell as well? And I'm serious. The best way to tell for me, guys, is when they throw the obligatory camera angle at Dan Campbell in those moments. Every single time. Yeah. Want to get that? Hold on.
Right, got to get the dip.
Every single time. This isn't Jim Caldwell, all right? This is, and you guys know what I'm doing.
You're not punting on 4th and 1 with a playoff victory on the line.
And when they put the camera on Jim Caldwell, it was this.
Yeah.
The 1,000-yard stare. Yeah. I mean, the moment was too big for him way too often. Let's be honest, okay? Dan Campbell is like this going, bring it. Come on, bring it. Bring it to me. And that's, like, to me, that's the tell. That's the tell. That's what tells me this man is calculated. Damn. He knows exactly. Again, KG, I'm going to use the same analogy. He's playing chess. He's thinking one move ahead. You're playing checkers. He's playing chess.
And to hop on that, hello, I'm the new Spencer.
Hi, Stick.
Hey, how you guys
wait a minute. Jared Goff. Oh, it's Stick.
Hey, yeah, I didn't hear anybody.
He shall appear.
No, but the reason I started walking in the studio and you just kind of hit on it, but I'm not even thinking game to game. I'm thinking playoffs. Like they're already positioning themselves for playoff mind games with opponents. Because what was the big knock? Oh, they lost the game because he went for it too much. Dan Campbell, before the game, this is what I learned after the game. He told his team, every 4th down, we're going for it.
Yeah.
It was already written that was going to happen. We were like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. But he had already so even if he failed to his team, it was already, well, we already made the decision, so there you go. And
there was no decision.
There was no decision. The team already knew, but now you got to think, okay, do you think he's going to use that to his advantage come playoff time? People are going to, oh my God, they're going to go for it. They're going to do all this stuff, but he's already planting seeds.
Yep.
And sometimes you got to act crazy so people
think you're crazy.
Think you're crazy, but you're really a genius.
And the guys love that, Stick. The guys love that. That's they want it. They want the opportunity to go for it. You can't put a price tag on that.
Matthew Thompson.
And listen, me and Neil go back and forth because I don't love every fourth down that he goes for. And the thing I've come up with is Dan Campbell's Steph Curry. Like, you don't love every 3 Steph Curry takes. Sometimes it's like, why would you take that from the logo? But when it goes in, you're a happy boy.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Chris Mix. Kenneth is an HOA president.
Fuck the HOA.
Poor Kenneth.
Matthew Thompson. Wasn't Kenneth an Olympian? I do believe that he was. All right. Because we got to take this break. Because I do want to do my my homage to Sean Belizean. What did you see in the NFL? What did you see in the NFL yesterday? Well, we call it around the NFL, but when he's here, we go back to what he called it. I do have one question for you. Because you did your Dan Campbell.
Yes.
And you were talking about like the lower deck lip pillow.
I want it so badly.
As a guy who's never chewed in his life.
Nor have I.
I have to ask the question, what determines upper deck versus lower deck?
For me, it's how sore it is down here. Like if I have a long college football weekend, all right, so Saturday was a long college football weekend. It was a little sore.
I grated in there.
I mixed in a glass of juice, and I was like that. So about 9 o'clock, I packed one up there. About 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay. Spenny, you chew, right?
I've chewed once.
Oh, really?
I chewed once in my life. My friend Darius gave me a lipper freshman year baseball, and I threw up everywhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you like it? No.
I've always wondered that. What determines an upper deck lipper versus
soreness.
bottom deck?
For me, it's soreness.
Okay.
Some dudes try it and they kind of like it up there better.
So you're I guess compensating for injury.
Yeah, I think. Well, you do what you have to do. I'm not going on the DL, man. No way.
Sick argument. Nobody does upper decks but psychos. Yeah. All right. Spenny. Tell them about Mark White.
I will tell them about Mark White, because if you're looking to buy or sell your home, Mark White should be your first choice. He will save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. Just visit him at markwhitesells.com or call him at 248-290-8242. Like I said, you're looking to buy or sell your home, Mark White should be your first choice.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for FeldmanAutomotive.com. That's right. There's 18 Feldman Automotive dealerships in and around the Metro Detroit area, so there's one close to you. And guess what? We know about Feldman Chevrolet and Novi because they're Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. They're the nation's leading EV dealer as well. But what if you want a Kia? What if you want a Ford? What if you want another branded car? FeldmanAuto.com has a dealership that represents that brand. So all you have to do in life is need a car. And then all you have to do is go to feldmanauto.com. Problem solved. You can start the buying process online if you want. Nobody gets you your keys quicker than feldmanauto.com. All right, we're keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for DMAC, KG, Spencer Raxta. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. Are you in Friday?
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it.
Nickel package and Bourbon Friday. The Varchas people came through.
God bless them.
Through.
Wonderful human beings.
Ha ha! And the Varchas!
Down the side.
Down there in the port barrels. Ha ha! All right. All right, moving on. We will take a break from the Lions stuff just for a second, everybody.
Right,
calm down.
If we take a break from the Lions, it's
calm down. We're gonna do the league that the Lions play in, the NFL.
Yeah.
Mr. Sean Belizean, in ode to you. What did you see around the NFL this weekend?
You know what? I saw, and I brought this up earlier in the show, I saw a subtle reminder to me. Forget about you. Forget about all of you. I saw a subtle reminder to me about the reality of the cream rising to the top. I found myself absolutely positively glued to, of all games, the Panthers and Eagles. And I found myself, and I was telling KG earlier, all right, Bryce Young, maybe he figured something out. Hey, you know what? This looks like a loss. And I forgot that this is the time of year that things like that just don't happen. That the good teams are going to find a way to win games, and the bad teams are going to find a way to lose games. And that was proof positive to me, Neil, of multiple games yesterday where I'm sitting there, and I could go down the list, but I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. I'm going to use that as it wasn't the Eagles' best day anywhere across the board. And I found myself sitting there doing the time-honored, just like people do to the Lions, I think we're probably hyping up this team too much, right? And we hear people say it every week. It's fascinating to me. Like, if you're bored, Neil, I know you and I love to do this. I love to go to the usual suspects on Twitter and see what kind of fraudulent activity they're saying, because they know that they're going to get Rob Parker-like attention. So because of that, now I like to go and just kind of spy on Viking Twitter and spy on Packer Twitter. And the things they say about us.
They're losing their minds.
You know what it is? Hey, can we be honest? Spenny, let's call ourselves out. They sound like us.
They do.
Yeah,
it's the ref's fault.
Yep. They do. They sound like us. We live this. We live this.
It reminds me of another fan base in this town.
How many times? No, seriously. How many? And guys, listen, if we're being honest, we're all guilty today of doing it about the Kansas City Chiefs, aren't we? They're so lucky. The league loves them.
There's chat messages insane. Right now.
It's insane.
In that. Sean, can I do a PSA about that, by the way? The Chiefs thing doesn't matter to us. It doesn't impact us. It has no bearing on what we're doing.
Nothing.
They're just another. Nobody talks about like Baltimore or the Bills. I mean, we will this week, obviously, because they're playing the Bills. I don't get that. I don't waste any time thinking about the Chiefs because they're non-consequential to where we are.
Exactly.
The Super Bowl site's predetermined. That would be the only place we see the Chiefs going forward. I don't understand why it takes up your bandwidth. For real, why? Somebody explain it to me in the chat. Please tell me, why do we spend so much time about the Chiefs?
And I guess I'm a huge fan of not speaking out of both sides of your mouth. I think it goes on way too much in society, and especially with sports fans. If out of this side of our mouth we're going to mock other fans for talking about how lucky we are, and Dan Campbell's this and Dan Campbell's that, and we're really not that good, why in the hell are we doing it about a team that has won 2 straight Super Bowls and is sitting at 12-1 right now? Don't you think that's a little stupid? Mm-hmm. Like, honest, come on, be honest with me. Don't you? It's kind of like those Packer fans right now and those Viking fans right now. The Lions haven't played a real team. Beat your ass twice. Go on. Yeah. Sorry, are you not a real team? Mm-hmm. And we're all guilty of doing that a little bit, Neil. A little bit. Good teams find a way to win football games. This time of year, as we sit here hoping for help every week, help yourself, fucker. Really, I mean, that's where we're at.
Fuck it, I'll do it
Freddy
myself.
Krueger once said that in a movie, so it just rolled off my tongue there.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Anakin Sky Ogre. I may have to dip soon. My cell phone battery's going to die. Anakin, you got to keep that stuff charged. How you get through the school day with that phone's not charged? He also said, I've never dipped or smoked or drank or vape. So that's good.
Good job,
Good
man.
for you.
Good for you.
Pure soul.
What a loser!
We rock with you, Anakin.
I started when I was 14.
Anakin is also a cop, so
Word.
And people were talking about that in the chat. They're like, Sean, maybe you should Google what happens and stuff like that.
I've never heard that over the last 40
yeah.
years. You should send me a bunch of those pictures. I've never seen any of them.
Woodward Sports chat thread, get into there. G-Man DT, Bills lost, though. Rams, when they are hot, can beat anybody. We talked about that a little while ago.
Man, they looked good.
Stafford was making some nuts.
They
fucking
did.
throws, man.
Right? They made it look easy.
The Seahawks are not going away, though.
No, they aren't.
No.
I'm just saying.
If Kyler Murray gives him the ball every fucking possession, dude.
Yeah.
That was going to lead into mine in a second, but I do want to say this from DNC ENT because they're just effing annoying, Neil. No, I get that. But guys, see, this is where I am the chosen one. I can just mentally block that out because it has no impact on me.
Right.
For real. Like the Chiefs, you just expect it to happen.
At this point.
And you know how it's going to go down. And they even took it to another level for them yesterday, banking the field goal in off the upright.
It's like they just find
See, I
ways.
think he's almost there, though, on his journey. He's almost there. They are effing annoying. You're right. Why are they effing annoying? Come on, take that last step. Take that last step. You know why they're effing annoying? Because they continue to win football games just over and over and over. And they're going for something that hasn't been done in the National Football League this year. And they're going to be a team that eventually, Neil, I'm convinced you can talk about the Ravens, you can talk about the Steelers, you can talk about the Bills. I am convinced that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be waiting for the Lions. I'm convinced of it.
WeCD313, the Lions collapse is going to hit like crack. That was a cheesehead that said that. That's incredible.
Did he really? Somebody just said that, really?
Yeah, one of the Packers.
What the fuck? Yeah. Dude, based on what?
Yeah.
Based on what?
Woodward Sports chat thread, Mike G, national title, Neil. Go blue, by the way. I know. What was Auburn's record the year after they won the national
I saw
title?
your little text, too. You thought you was going to get the reaction. You want it.
7-5.
Hey, it's great.
Auburn was 7-5.
It's great. Playing Bama in the bowl game. Yeah.
You know what?
No,
that doesn't matter. You know that. No. Don't do it. That's that Virginia Tech shit.
Yeah.
Remember, Spartan tears taste like sugar. It's like, what are you, a moron? I'd rather win the division and beat you. What are you doing? You know what they're doing that for. That's to sell money.
That's going to sell a lot.
And I don't understand why.
It's a brilliant maneuver.
The Michigan players have already tapped out.
It's a brilliant maneuver.
They pre-tapped out, and all of Alabama's guys are going to do the same. If you go to that game, you get what you deserve.
Yeah,
if you spend your money to fly down there and go to, because that's Michigan and Alabama in name only.
Yeah.
Nothing on that field on both sides.
Yeah.
The Michigan guys have already made their business decisions, and smart for them.
That's
As
the
they
reality
should.
of college
As they
football.
should. I would do the same thing. I would tell my son do the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
We going to stick around here to be Auburn? No.
You just keep getting.
Now,
keep
Spenny,
trying.
I think I told you this. It'd be great if our team was going to
I
a
would
bowl
love to
game.
be Auburn.
But Neil, can I answer your question since you brought it up? The opportunity to take my daughter to a bowl game while she's at Michigan State, I'm not passing that up. Mm-hmm. Regardless.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'd rather it be a good game.
Yeah.
But if I have that opportunity to go to Yankee Stadium, we'll go to the Pinstripe Bowl, and 4 or 5 guys aren't playing, I don't know. I just want to go. Does that make sense?
No. If you want to go for the experience,
yeah, I know what I'm. I
you know what
I'm
you're
getting.
buying.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting though. Yeah.
So
I went
that
to
is
Lucas Oil one year for the Big Ten championship game. It was.
Which one did you go to?
It would be Wisconsin.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even at school then. It was awesome. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go to any of the bowl games we were at. I would have loved to go to when we beat Pitt. That was a great game. Even without Pickett or Kenneth Walker playing, that was still a great game. But I didn't end up going to that one.
Yeah.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Skydog, U of M, Alabama is going to be a glorified exhibition game, and that's all the bowls.
I mean,
every single bowl that's not the playoff.
Neil, real quick, because I was trying to be good with you before you start throwing your Auburn shit around.
No, but they did go 7-5, same as Auburn.
I would love to be Auburn.
It's so
my team's poverty. I would love to be Auburn.
For the record.
Yeah.
What do you got, KG?
No, I wanted to take our weekly laugh at the Jets. That's all.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Like I at this point. Hey, do you even get?
I just love seeing
I'm
every
losing.
week.
I know
they suck.
KG,
I just love seeing
I know
it every
too.
fucking week.
I know too, but it's like it's losing its
no, not for
it's
me.
losing its joy a
not
little
for
bit
me.
because he just keeps sinking further and further. And you notice how nobody's talking about it.
It really is weird.
No one's saying a word about it.
You're right. It is. Well, you know what? I mean, guys, we saw it 2 months ago. Like, really, you saw it 2 months ago. And that's another one of those teams. Man, KG, we were talking earlier about the day that I remember so many people talking up the Bears, and we're all kind of looking at each other going, am I missing? Do you remember that day that certain people at this network were talking up the Jets? And I remember like kind of looking at you because when something like that happens, you kind of look around the room. And like if I look at Spenny and Spenny's going like this, I'm not going to get my sanity from him. Or Neil's taking it in. But like I looked at KG and KG's eyes are kind of going, am I missing something? And I was the same way. I'm like,
I told you.
Am I
tried
missing?
to tell him.
And do you remember, like I said, hey, guys, the offensive line is still really bad.
Yeah.
And you have a 40-year-old quarterback who, like, just had his Achilles tendon, like, totally redone.
It hasn't been around the team. Like, if it was going to work, it was going to work in that first year. But unfortunately, he blew his shit out in fourth place.
That was batshit crazy.
A Jets fan that comes in, shout out Abe, and we were talking to him about it. That Netflix doc coming out about Aaron Rodgers, and it's why he sucks at football this year. Like, it's him on his holistic retreat, wearing,
Where did you hear that from before?
A thing on his head with crystals and electrocution, and like him getting pegged by I don't know,
monk or some shit.
some monk in Uganda or something. I don't know, but it's literally it's a slap in the face to fucking Jets fans. Like, hey guys, this is what I was doing instead of trying to be good at football.
And Spencer, what did I say? The second it was announced that he was going there, what did I say? And what were the reasons I said it?
Yeah, it's
because he doesn't sell his body to the game like Tom Brady does.
Yeah.
Every single thing Tom Brady put into his body was about him playing football into his 40s. He wasn't dicking around on darkness retreats and stuff like that. He's training. He's eating. Like, he didn't eat meals. For 20 years, he didn't eat meals.
A-Rod's problem is that he smells his own shit. He thought his greatness would carry him through age 40, and guess what? It hasn't.
He probably quite literally smells his own shit when he's getting pegged by a monk in Uganda. Like,
I can't get over that. That's like that was one of those lines that went so under the radar that I said I've been sitting here for 30 seconds laughing. A-Rod's getting pegged before the season starts.
It's literally like
it makes you play better.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It keeps me tight for the season.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But tell me again how this Netflix doc is going to be good. Like, you could have kept that one. Nobody wants to see that, by the way.
Woodward Sports chat thread before we get out of here. Aaron to the Stone. Neil Rogers said if he were to come back next year, his choice would be to stay and play with the Jets.
Shit.
TF is wrong with this guy. They don't want you back, bro. You're a bozo.
He is a bozo.
Even Woody Johnson don't want you back. That should tell you something.
And you know what, though?
I told you.
I love. And Sean, I have to get it exactly right because I love saying it. And oh, by the way, if they do move on from him, here are their choices next year, what they can do. They can either give him $39 million, which becomes guaranteed on March 1st.
Why the fuck would I do that?
But these are your choices.
I hear you, yeah.
These are your choices. You can give them that $39 million that becomes guaranteed March 1st, or you cut them for $49 million at dead cap. Those are your only two choices.
You made your bed, you got to lie in it.
Those are your only two choices.
I told you it's better to cut bait now. You have a lot of tradable pieces, and if you hire somebody competent, y'all can get out of this shit in 2 to 3 years.
But what are you going to...
Brad Holmes agrees.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Yep.
And you know what? And this is for later on. The 49ers are going to be in the exact same bed.
Yeah.
Because if I'm Brock Purdy,
they're not paying.
I'm not.
It
but
was
I'm
cool
not
while it lasted.
I'm not setting foot in that facility without a contract. I'm not paying for $1 million.
They're not going to pay him.
I'm not playing for $1 million. Then what are you doing?
They're going to draft another.
They're going to draft a quarterback or go sign one. Because their rationale is we not about to pay Mr. Irrelevant. It was cool while it lasted.
Okay.
It was cool while it lasted.
What, like Caleb Williams, somebody like that?
Probably Cam Ward, something like that. It depends where they're drafting. They'll be in the middle of the first round. So
yeah.
You know as well as I do that's one of the funniest bits to me when I hear people talk about, well, there's no great quarterback coming out of this class. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. They're all going to get drafted.
They're going to get Cam Ward or Dylan Gabriel
know that.
or something
there are
like
going to
that.
be multiple quarterbacks, guys that you're going, I never saw it out of that guy going in the first round. We see it every year now. That's one of my favorite
because
bits,
it's
Neil.
because
it's
a position of value.
100%.
Right.
Discount to market.
Yep.
100%. The whole thing the Lions franchise has been built on, by the way.
There's no franchise quarterback. And mark my words, 4 or 5 of those guys will go in the first round this year. Mark my words.
Probably Gabe. Shador for sure.
Yep.
Quinn Ewers,
Cam Ward,
Dylan Gabriel, Jackson Dart. Am I missing anybody obvious?
Jackson Dart.
And by the way, who are the guys that are going to say, I'm out too? I mean, it happens every year. And yet, man, I hear people talk about there was no elite quarterback. I'm sorry, I don't include Dylan Gabriel in that. I got to be honest with you. For all the hype about guys like him and Drew Aller, I'm so tired of the Hackenberg-Aller stuff at Penn State.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody elite, but I also know that there are going to be 4 or 5 guys that go in the first round this year.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's what happens.
Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there and get your thoughts out there. Mike G.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Mike G. All bowl games are huge recruiting opportunities as well, Neil. Don't you know how this works? Yeesh. You know it's not a good recruiting opportunity? It's being 7-5.
It's worked pretty well.
That's what you are.
KG, I'm going to get your back. I'm going to get your back here for one split second.
Thank you.
And it's not like I'm going anti-Neil here, because we all know what the college bowl season is now, right? We all know.
Yeah.
And Neil talked about it earlier. To me, Neil, there's a big difference, even knowing that this game means nothing, even knowing that nobody's going to play in this game. I think there's a big difference between
3 years, Sean.
8-5 and 7-6, and then you can put out your chest and go, we beat Alabama.
Well, for the record, when Auburn went 7-5, they won their bowl game, and they ended up 8-5 too.
That is so great.
Right. But no, I mean, I'm a perception guy. I am. If you can finish your season saying we beat Alabama, right?
All right.
Now, we know it doesn't mean anything, right? I think there's some perception there. I'm not saying you saved face, but I think
we salvaged a shit season.
Right.
I've said it multiple times.
Right. I think, and I have to give you that.
You go in there, you beat Alabama, you got the best recruit in the fucking nation coming. I mean,
but this is where I walk back over to Neil and put my arm around Neil and say, okay, but now all the questions are still in place.
Absolutely.
Regardless of your recruiting class, a lot of the questions about Moore are still in place. Who's going to be your offensive coordinator? Will the real Wink Martindale please stand up?
Yeah.
Finish the season strongly.
Absolutely.
All those questions. Are you prepared to be a true national power? All those questions are still out there.
And 2 things can be true.
Yep.
Just like did Auburn have a 7th ranked recruiting class and the best QB recruit in the nation coming to the school the year after?
I don't speak in unknowns. I speak about the fact they were 7-5.
I was just asking a question. You knew
like
they were 7-5.
No, they were.
I figured you would know the rest of it.
They were 7-5.
Yeah, okay.
Like they were.
Yeah.
So anyway, you want to combine the breaks? We missed one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right. How do you want to do it?
We'll do KDK, Les Stanford, and Watch Party right now.
Okay, cool. KDK Law, everybody. You want me to do it? Yeah. KDK Law, Kevin and Catherine. KDK Law right here in Birmingham. And hey, we're joking and having a good time and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of you are going through divorce, child custody, like scary stuff, everybody. Get a squad on your side. Get excellence on your side. Get KDK Law on your side. Scan the QR code on the screen. Say Woodward Sports sent you. KDK Law will pay your filing fee. But guys, this isn't about getting a filing fee paid for. This is about getting the result you have to have in your life. 10 years experience, 24/7 availability. There's no choice here, guys. It's KDK Law right here in Birmingham.
And let me tell you about Les Stanford. Are you overdue for a new car? Beat the holiday rush and get an amazing deal from Les Stanford Chevrolet. Right now, a Blazer EV2LT with all-wheel drive is only $149 per month. Or check out the Equinox EVLT for only $169 per month. Go to Les Stanford today or click on the QR code on the screen and check out their massive inventory. Don't forget, Les Stanford has Cadillac, Buick, and GMC as well. Les Stanford in Dearborn and Ferndale. LesStanford.com. And let me tell you about the watch party and the post-game show. Presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roaster, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. Both of them live from Hayes Social. So make sure you come out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there. The heavyweights are going to be back on the watch party for the Bills and Lions matchup on Sunday. So make sure you come out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. All of that, again, sponsored by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of recreational cannabis products. They've got 27 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations are right in Metro Detroit, so there's one nearby. And if you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way. And let me tell you about Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. What a combination. Jars Cannabis, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. Sounds like a great night to me. The grand openings of their Fenton and Heartland locations are coming up. Fenton will be, it already was December 5th, Thursday, so it's open now, so go out there and have a good time. But this week, December 12th, Thursday, 4 to 8 p.m., their Heartland location is opening up. You got a chance to win free pizza for a year and just enjoy the best chicken and gas prices in the state. Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza.
All right, we're coming down the stretch here already on a Monday. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian in for DMAC KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. I do want to talk about the playoff, in the playoff bracket, and just kind of whatever direction that you want to go. Because in the chat, and I had the message queued up here and I missed it, but you'll know who you are that said it. Somebody said, how does James Franklin still have a job? And my response to that would be, here's my overwhelming impression. I was a should put Alabama in over SMU guy. Like that's where I was. But the main storyline to me, Sean, is what the hell did Penn State do to get everything flipped into their favor? For real. They got the SMU draw at home, then they get the Boise. I don't understand it.
And it was funny because I think Ward Manuel got himself in some trouble by talking about the strength of schedule. And he drew the ire of one of the greatest frauds in the history of all time as far as a head coach goes, and that's Lane Kiffin. Stop. I love Lane Kiffin. I want more Lane Kiffin. I hope Lane Kiffin stays. He's
the experience of coaching.
Yes, I hope that Lane Kiffin stays in college for the next 30 years. I'm serious. But there's nothing there. And if you don't believe me, go look at his resume. You're wasting your time, but go look at his resume. But it's pretty bad when Lane Kiffin gets to call you out. If Ward Manuel, with a straight look on his face, is going to say that they took strength of schedule into consideration, then what are we doing with Penn State?
Yeah.
Really, what are we doing? What are we doing with Alabama? What are we doing with Ole Miss? What are we doing with South Carolina? If that is part of the equation, then, Neil, you're 100% right. And the Franklin stuff's funny because, I've made fun of the guy for 10 years. Part of the reason why I make fun of the guy, it isn't just the losing in these big games. How many times have we heard about his glorious recruiting classes that can simply never fail? KG, no offense. It reminds me of the Brady Hoke stuff. It does.
None taken.
Okay? I'm sorry, it does. How many times have we heard, wait until you see Christian Hackenberg?
Right.
The Drew Aller hype.
Just every Penn State quarterback.
Like honestly, so what do you expect people to do? Like when you consistently fail, what do you expect people to do? Neil, this goes back to the conversation we had about Ryan Day a week ago at this time, though, okay? Is Ryan Day awful? Well, you can't say that. He's won a conference. He got his team in the playoff. Is Franklin awful? Nah, I don't think you could say that. He's had good seasons. He's got his team in the playoff. Are those the guys that you think, from this point on, is the right guy to take your team to the top?
No.
I don't know how you can say it. Really, I don't know how you can say it. How on earth could a Penn State fan with a straight look on his face play that game right now? So, best of luck to you. Maybe you can prove us wrong, but already, do you know what people are saying? You look at their path. They're going straight to the Final Four. Of course they are. They're there. Let me pat you. They're there. It's always what Penn State's going to do. It's never, ever what they did. Never. It's insane. This bit's been going on for a long time now.
Sean, but this is where I am with it. If you do that, like if you beat SMU, and that's not the argument for me, like Penn State against Bama, which some of the texters are taking into account. SMU and Bama, I'd like to keep this basic.
Mm-hmm.
If they played each other on a neutral field, Vegas set it up. Bama would be a 7-point favorite.
Easy.
There's not a world that they don't beat SMU. Nope. We're all on the same highway together, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you had to bet your life, who you betting
Taking
on?
Bama.
Like, come on, what do we? And if that's the answer, then what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? For real, look me in the eye and tell me you think SMU would beat Alabama.
They wouldn't.
They would not. So if it's close, I'm taking Alabama.
They trying to sell hope.
No, they are. And the problem with it for me, and then let's back this up too, and I'll just get right into it. We'll take this one head on. Head on, we'll take Kalamazoo. Neil's hatred of the Big Ten is just out of this world. Tell me the Big Ten's a better conference than the SEC.
Nobody ever said that.
The committee did. They took 4 of them.
Yeah,
they took 4 Big Ten teams, 3 SEC teams.
That's their second biggest brand.
You guys, I know I said this. I'm gonna say this again. I just said it a couple months ago, but we should all get on for you Big Ten fans. You should get on your knees and thank the good Lord that Oregon was in this conference this year. You should. This conference was awful this year. Like, historically bad. I mean that. This was not a good year at all. And the funny thing about it, Neil, at the end of the day, to the people out there holding up the big sign, they might win a national championship 2 years in a row. Think about that. Like, and that, to me, that's a bigger, out of all these teams in this, who do you legitimately seeing winning the national championship?
Georgia.
I think in my mind, you could say 2 names: Georgia or Oregon. And if I had to pick one, I'd pick Georgia.
I'd take Georgia over Oregon.
I would take Georgia as well. But could you imagine, for all the fraudulent activity our conference has had for a long time, you guys have to admit it. Come on now. Could you imagine the Big Ten winning the national championship 2 years in a row? How ironic would that be? And there's a possibility of it happen.
Well, it would be ironic too that it's Oregon,
right?
Like who was a Pac-12 team,
right?
Yeah,
right.
But Big Ten fans though, they'd be like, "Oh,
right.
Big Ten, yeah, there you go."
They're gonna start carrying the signs just like the SEC fans.
Jessica
do.
Dean, SMU is gonna whip that ass. Okay, and like the people on here too, man. Chuck Brewer, Bama lost to 2 500 teams in conference on the road, by the way. Both bowl teams, by the way. Penn State beat the teams that they were supposed to. I'm not even talking about Penn State. Tell me about SMU. Bama beat 3 teams that are in the top 25 now. And oh, by the way, this Georgia team that we all bow to, We know what happened there.
Yeah.
We know what happened there. So again, it just goes back to it. What did SMU do this year? What'd they do? For real. Tell me, somebody tell me, how do they get in as an at-large? Please help me.
I know a guy. Is that your line? I know a guy who said this a month ago.
Yeah.
I told you guys. There was no doubt in my mind. We sat right in here, and I said, look out for SMU. SMU is going to end up in the playoff. I wasn't surprised because the path was there. The path was there. So I'm not shocked at it, Neil, in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that it's legitimate or they're legitimate. I think they're a cute team. I think, like Penn State, they're a very, very cute team. Can I ask everybody a question? You know, we all get hung up on signature wins and stuff like that, right? Signature wins.
Yeah.
'Tis the season. You start to have conversations about signature moments, Heisman moments, for example. What's Penn State's signature moment this year? And I'm serious when I say this.
Right, losing.
Losing games.
Yep.
That's their signature moment.
It is.
It's always their signature moment.
It was like, do you remember all the shit about the Charlie Weiss era? Charlie Weiss and Brady Quinn were going to change college football as we know it. His biggest moment was a loss. It was the Bush push. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously, they got more mileage off of that. That was 2 years worth of mileage and talking about what they're going to do. And I think that's when I look at Penn State, okay, their signature win this year was a 2-touchdown win over then number 19 Illinois. That's their signature win.
Eesh.
I don't get it. DNCENT, what did SMU do? Win, Neil. They won. All right, what was your favorite SMU win?
I knew this was coming.
Was it the 5-point squeaker come from behind at Nevada? Was it when they put 59 up against Houston Christian?
Oh.
That was a good one, right?
Yeah,
that was a fun one.
Houston Christian.
Was it when they beat Stanford? How about the 28-27 win over Duke? Was that it? Beating Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Remember Pitt was good for a minute, right?
Maybe the win at Louisville. Because I remember that was the one for me, Neil, where I was like, holy shit. And I remember you and I did the show that day. I said, look at the rest of their schedule. If they run this, they might be a playoff team. And the thing that I brought up, if you remember at the time, I said, what kind of world do we live in if SMU and Boise State are making the playoff? And I've always stuck up for those. You know that.
Yeah,
you and I were
do
talking
too.
about shit like that 20 years ago. Just dismiss Boise State.
Boise State belongs.
Was
they do.
Awful. It was a bad bit. And every time most every time, because they failed at Michigan State, season opener in 2012.
Shut up.
Most every time they had an opportunity to show, they did. They would beat in Oklahoma. They would beat. There was nothing there for SMU.
Right.
Here's my question for the chat. How does a Big Ten get 4 teams in and the SEC gets 3? That's my question. Based on what? Based on what? Because, people will say, Bama went to Madison and played Wisconsin on the road.
Madison.
And what happened?
Yeah.
They destroyed them. Texas went to the big house.
They did. Whooped our ass.
And what happened?
Whooped our ass.
Georgia played Clemson, scheduled Clemson in the non-con. Tore them apart. You see what I'm saying here?
100%.
Like they went to all your tough places to play.
Yeah. Doesn't this go back to, though, you have to play chess. You have to look at some of these schedules. And I'll never forget, sitting there on a Saturday night going, good gosh, SMU could go. It's a cute little story. Yeah. It is. It's a wonderful, cute little story. I was there.
Throwback.
I was there
friend
that
Chris
night,
was there.
my friend. It's a cute little story with SMU. It really is. And all the shout-outs to back in the day, the Pony Express and everything, it's a cute little story. But look, when you're sitting there at the end of the year touting a win at Louisville, nice, and a win over I think they were 7-1 at the time, before they fell apart and went 7-5 and finished 7-5. Remember Pitt started they were 7-0. Oh, here comes Pitt.
Yep.
Here it comes. And it's finally coming together for our guy at Pitt, Spenny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were 7-0, and they lost their last 5 games. And this is something, I swear to God, I think people forget this every year, Neil. Do you know what gave Florida State the staying power they had last year? That first week win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the catapult. That was the push. Nobody pays attention after that. Once that team loses, it's almost like, oh man, well they did beat number 17 Pitt. Forget that Pitt turned into a shit show and shouldn't even be eligible.
Yeah.
Oh, they went to Louisville and won, and Louisville's a cute little team. People forget after the fact. They just remember that moment. And FSU lived until they had fumes left in the gas tank last year.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Joshua, because the SEC was a crapshoot. Arkansas, Vandy, Oklahoma, Auburn, Kentucky all stole wins over the big boy. Well, when Wisconsin had their chance against Alabama, how'd they do?
Failed.
You see, KG, where are you at with this?
I mean, this is what the 12-team playoff was all about.
You got it.
They wanted to sell hope, and that's the only reason. That's the only thing I can point to.
No, I'm just saying though, like 4 Big Ten teams and 3 SEC teams based on what?
I understand that. Well, the Big Ten is the hot new, brand on the block. You had all those schools coming over there this past year. Maybe they were just trying to show some more love. I don't know.
If they line it up on game day, Penn State versus Alabama, I'm taking Alabama.
The SEC is so much a better conference. We're not having those conversations, are we? Please,
please
tell me we're not going back to those days.
You don't need 4 because the 3 that are in there is going to wipe the floor with whoever
they
fucking put in front of them.
And KG, to your point, you know what? They've cannibalized each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that you have too many good programs where, you know what? Missouri might pop off Ole Miss, and Ole Miss might pop off Alabama, and then Alabama might pop off Georgia. So it's turned into cannibalization. But please, Neil, you know this. I lived through the era where people tried to tell me the Big Ten was better than the SEC. Please don't go back to that era. Just accept it for what it is. You know what? The system worked for the Big Ten this year.
And,
good for them.
Can I shout out my guy Timothy Chalamet, Leeson Al-Gaib, as dude knows ball.
He dropped
dude knows
knowledge.
ball.
I was impressed by that.
Yeah,
I'm
he was
with you.
dropping the pony references.
Yes.
He was breaking out the Raging Cajuns defensive names and stats.
Oh shit.
He picked Miami of Ohio. Like,
it's almost like people in this business should do homework or something.
Yeah.
I don't start with that.
They shouldn't just go on the mic and say things they really don't mean to get a rise out of people.
But I want a 20+ year career, Sean.
We know Rob Parker is not Leeson Al-Gaib, but shout out to Muad'Dib, man. He went out there. He sounded good. Saban was even impressed. Like, Saban kept looking at him like, this kid's an actor, right?
All right.
Dude knows ball.
Jeff Proctor, no incentive to schedule a hard non-con anymore. Jeff, you're absolutely right.
1,000% correct.
Why would you?
Like, what's
Why would you
Alabama?
do it?
What's Alabama doing?
Why would you at this point?
Yeah. Why would you do that, man? I don't understand it at all.
But think about it. To his point, okay? And we've cried at the cupcakes. Any non-cupcake on my schedule, I'd immediately say it's off. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Because you know what I do? If I play in the Big Ten or the SEC, if I can make it through with 2 losses on my conference slate, I'm going to the playoffs.
Exactly.
No, you're foolish to do it,
What?
man.
Jeff, you got the call of the game.
You're absolutely foolish if you do that. Like, I would play FIU, Western Illinois, and Charlotte.
Why not?
That's what Indiana did. It worked for them.
100%.
That we didn't even mention it. Indiana has no business being in this thing. No business. Okay, KG, so you're with me then.
No,
like,
for
even the
sure.
Big Ten, even though the Big Ten soldiers can't.
I never said I agree with it, but I mean, at the end of the day,
it's funny. We got caught up in the Alabama versus SMU. Put Alabama and Indiana on the field together.
Oh my God.
You don't I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm a quote-unquote Big Ten fan. I'm just realistic. We've been inferior for a long time.
Right.
But I'm not going to apologize. The system worked for our conference this year.
No.
Why would I do that? No way.
They pulling in too much money. So.
Yep.
Freddie felt 3-3. Bama scheduled big bad Vandy. Well, Vandy's in a bowl game.
They are.
And you play who you play in your conference.
Their conference team, you don't schedule them.
Like the SEC's back end conference team is Vandy.
Yeah, it's like saying, Indiana scheduled Purdue. No,
or Michigan State.
Yeah, or Michigan
Stop
State.
it!
It's true. We are
I
Purdue.
was there. That was awful.
We are Purdue.
That was awful.
So that's what it is. All right. Well, hey, good run, everybody.
Yeah.
Freddie felt IU is better than Vanderbilt. Do we know that?
No.
Do we know that?
No, I'm not willing to go on record and say that
with confidence.
I
loved Indiana this year. I could not say that with confidence. Let's just do
Indiana.
Planet Fitness and Dr. Pierce, and then we'll head out.
Yeah, Indiana's going to get thumped by Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
Thumped.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be sitting there laughing at it. And for Penn State, there's nowhere to go. Like, if you beat you have the path, SMU and Boise. If you're not at least in the semifinals,
they going to lose in the first round.
They aren't. Come on. They're not. They're not. You'll lose if you don't work out at Planet Fitness, by the way. We're live at the Planet Fitness studios. I was there a couple hours ago. As a matter of fact, getting it in like a normal Monday. Tons of weights, tons of cardio equipment. They have every single thing you could need there at Planet Fitness. Sparkling clean locker room, clean showers. Went in there, got my shower, went in and on my day. The workout was handled. I'll never be a member at another gym. Never, ever, never at another gym. It won't be Planet Fitness for me. Why? Because I don't want to pay $80-$90 a month for a gym membership, number one. And number two, I don't want to pay more money to lift weights that weigh the same. What are we talking about here? PlanetFitness.com. Pull in the parking lot, on your way home, whatever you want to do it. Planet Fitness, because you shouldn't pay more money to lift the same weights. And don't forget, we're joined by Dr. Pierce, our injury insider, every Tuesday here on Big D Energy, powered by Michigan Sports and Spine Center and MRI of Southfield. Then he saves the good stuff for Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards. I'm just kidding. Am I? No, but he'll be on Thursdays with Ermanni and Edwards as well. And by the way, like we talk breaking sports injury news and stuff like that, he'll hit you with some pointers too for the Weekend Warriors. He got me straightened out. He got Spenny straightened out. He can help you too. Scan the QR code on the screen. Guys, I'm telling you, personal experience, man. Dr. Jeff Pierce, he's the guy. Go see him. That'll do it for Sean Malaysian, KG, Spencer Raxter. I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. I'll talk to you on Friday.
Looking forward to it, pal.
Can't wait. All right, we'll do it. Well, see you later.